Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
And to be honest, even my friends or my peer groups, when I started working, oh, digital, matlab, okay. But now, when I go back in the market and say digital, oh, matlab, it's up. They invite us, oh, digital, come. Now when you go out, appear for the interviews, digital has become the must-have in your CV.
All right, so here we are with another exciting episode of Conversations in Quarantine, where we are going to talk to someone who has very interesting beginning of her journey with a BSc in Life Sciences. Yes, you heard it right. From there, it was nothing short of an about turn when she decided to pursue her MBA from NL Dalmia. And she went on to become one of the faces of the digital marketing world. Nivedita Parulkar has worked with companies like Madison Communications, Bosch, Home Appliances Group, and now handles a brand manager's role at Asian Paints. Thanks, Nivedita, for joining us today for this conversation.
Thank you, Paul, for having me.
Right. So, Nivedita, jumping straight into it, I mentioned something which might have raised some eyebrows for our aspirants. You have done your BSc in Life Sciences. From a BSc in Life Sciences to choosing to become a marketeer or an MBA? How did this happen?
I wanted to be a doctor. While studying for the entrance exam, I realized no, studying those big fat books is not really my cup of tea. So, but biology is still a dear topic to me. I said, okay, let me go ahead and check, study biology. And that's when I picked up life sciences. And life sciences I like because of the holistic nature of biology. It really covers that. However, in my third year, I realized I can't spend my life looking through the microscopes and trying to find which plant belongs to which family and which animal does what. I realized there's something more, and a management, because even in college we used to have a lot of those festivals and all. So that made me realize that that is what I really enjoy, and I don't mind doing it for at least next 20 years, so to say. I gave the entrance exam, got through NL Dalmia. Even in my interview, I said, no, I want to be an HR. Full of my first year, I was into HR.
Right, absolutely, Nivedita. I think what happened to you happens to a lot of people, a lot of aspirants who are not very sure, when they start, they know they want to do an MBA, but what are they good at? They get to know when they, actually get into a B school. For you, what were kind of things that made you believe that marketing is the thing, marketing is the go-to thing for you that you are interested in, and not HR when you were part of NL Dalmia?
It was a season of internships, right? When we had to appear for the internships, and first I think 6 odd months I was even in the NL Dalmia in the intro days, like first 2-3 days when the seniors really welcome you. I was the only one to raise my hand and tell hey, I want to do HR, right? So I was that confident of being getting into HR. But I think when we start doing a lot of learning, right, and when you start participating in a lot of events, I think that has made me realize what I really want. I remember my seniors telling me when I was running around for marketing warfare, right? We were the team and we had to sell and put up an P&L, kitna profit, kitna price, and all of that. That everybody, even including me myself, I could see that enthusiasm literally bubbling when I want to sell a particular product, when I really want to put things around to make that work, make that a profitable proposition. I think those events, those seminars are very, very important because that gives you a sneak peek into what you really want to be, how's the world outside. And that's when came the season of internships, right? And I had to choose HR internship or any other internship. I said, no, I don't want to get into HR. And that's how I got into Ogilvy, right? And Ogilvy gave me ideally, when you say Ogilvy, it's an ad wall in terms of you would be working on creatives and stuff like that. But this internship actually gave me the first glimpse of digital marketing, right? I didn't know about it. It just happened. I think the stars were aligned, but it just happened that I happened to get into the digital. Um, and when I got, and digital 10 years back was nascent, was there, it was just not there. Like, even the digital team was like of 2, 3 members and managing entire Ogilvy digital. So it was that small team. So, yeah, that's how it started. And when I got into digital or even say media planning, I knew this is what I want to do.
Nivedita, you mentioned briefly about your internship that you did with Ogilvy, and then from there on, you got through to Madison Communications through your final placements. From there, you started learning about digital and overall media planning. How has this journey been like for you?
So I think Madison was kind of a stepping stone for me. What Madison did to me that they had a lot of blue chip clients, right? Right from Asian Paints to Cadbury to Marico to Godrej to Seat. You name the sector and they have it, right? Right from FMCG to like B2C clients to B2B clients. Since digital was very nascent, I joined there in digital team. We were just a 3-member team in Mumbai, catering to the all clients of Madison Mumbai, right? So that the exposure was immense. And when you do a media planning, you need to understand respective brands ka business model, who are the stakeholders, what impacts, what are the influencers, and etc. That ad wall might seem very fancy, quite glamorous, but inside it, it's not always glamorous, right? The work hours are extremely hectic, and that's the fact. We would start working, we might not even go home for a couple of days.
Right. Nivedita, from a nascent stage of digital marketing where you were also a newbie, you started working with Bosch Home Appliances next, and there you were handling a lot of digital and brand marketing exercises for them. Tell us a bit about this phase of yours and how things changed for you here in almost a 6-year stint that you have had there.
Yeah, I think Bosch is definitely has a great place in my life. After Madison, I moved to Brooklyn, and within a year, I moved to Bosch. However, till I joined Bosch, I was just doing a media planning, which is a one small bit of the entire marketing. What really happens. Bosch was a move from an agency side to a brand side, right? And I was handling overall digital, which means that I was handling website, I was handling call center, I was handling SEO, any damn thing that you talk about in digital, including digital transformation, was under me. But obviously, Bosch is also an MNC, right? They are the second largest consumer durable in the world. So the kind of support that you get from international colleagues, okay, the international exposure also gave a lot of learnings for us. That was just the beginning of the influencer, era there. And I was working on a dishwasher as a category. Now, because of lockdown, many people have purchased dishwasher, but the journey of dishwasher started almost, say, 4 years back.
It's a very alien concept in India. We still prefer at our homes washing dishes on our own and not through dishwashers.
And you always have maids, right, to clean dishes. You have a support system, even if you don't have to do it yourself. But this is a very interesting topic, and it actually changed my life and got a lot of learning. Like, one is that you need to be always close to the consumer. You need to see what consumers, you need to live their life, okay, if not actually their life, but you need to live through their eyes to see what their problems are, where do their inspiration lie, what will really break that clutter, ice breaking, what will it do, what will be that hook. So a lot of those come from when you stay with consumers.
Staying close to the consumer is, the first thing that might be in the Bibles of a lot of, B school students who are undergoing their marketing, classes or courses. For brand managers, brand managers are people who set precedents and the tone for the brand. If a Colgate is a brand, how do you place that brand is the responsibility of the brand manager. correct?
Yeah.
From here, what were the kind of learning that you have gotten, from actually starting with Ogilvy's journey to Madison, working with the at World there, and then coming to Bosch, and then working with so many influences around. What were some of the key elements that you learned over the years that the brand management space itself requires?
I think the very first learning, consumer. Okay, you have to stay close to the consumer. Next, you have to stay close to the influencers, right? Because it's the word of mouth that goes around and that comes around, and with that, your brand could be broken also. Especially in the case of now e-com and reviews, people posting, rather even doing parody over a lot of products and stuff like that. You need to be very close to the influencers as well, right? So that's the new mantra which I have learned after the dishwasher journey. I think since if you look at it overall, right, when I close my eyes and I look at it, you need to listen to your inner voice quite frequently. You need to touch base with your objective. Any new experiment that you do, you need to see, Acha, is this my objective? Do a cross check, not every day, right? Even if say 6 months, once a year, how you do resolutions, you need to chalk out your future plans also. And to be honest, even my friends or my peer groups, when I started working, oh, digital, matlab, okay, but now when I go back in the market and say digital, oh, matlab, they invite us, oh, digital, come. Now when you go out, appear for the interviews, digital has become the must-have in your CV.
Absolutely. Nivedita, you next moved to a company where you're working right now as brand manager digital at Asian Paints. Tell us a little bit about your role at Asian Paints. What exactly do you do on a day-to-day basis, and how exciting life is at this moment?
Oh, Asian Paints, I think the brand name in it's quite exciting. People might think, oh, it's a great brand, but let me also tell you, it's quite a demanding brand. Okay, it's a leader, it's an innovator, it doesn't settle for less. So when I entered Asian Paints, I had that in mind. Wow, I got into Asian Paints, but the journey ahead is what is going to define my path going forward, right? Day-to-day life at Asian Paints is pretty simple. That way, it's quite process-oriented organization. There are brand teams. Whenever there are campaigns, we brand teams kind of briefs us in I think 1 or 2 months in advance, 45 days in advance, and they would tell us, oh, this is what we are planning to do. We would need certain promotion ideas. Now, each brand, the best part about Asian Paints is it has so many brands and at a different stages of their life cycle, right? Some of the brands could be very new. Some of the brands are really old brands. They just need a visibility. So depending on each brand challenge, we try to work out along with the social media or what can we do in digital media promotions part of it. The critical part comes when you have to do a lot of innovations, right? You have to explore paths which are less traveled, gather learnings out of it. And a lot of times we fail. We do a lot of pilots, we fail. But the beauty of it lies is how you convert those learnings into your achievements, right? A very classic example, same thing in influencers. PaintMate works very differently, right? Versus home appliances. We tried that and we failed. We didn't get the results as expected. But we saw the sales was growing. So the benchmark or the yardstick which was applicable for Bosch home appliances wasn't applicable for Asian Paints. So it was a learning for us.
For you as well, Nivedita, you started from a life sciences BSc degree, as we mentioned very early in our conversation. From there to, becoming a fully grown marketing professional. How do you look back to this career journey when you look at it from the hindsight?
I think the journey has been a lot of experiments. Journey has been of a lot of decisions taken with a gut feeling. Okay, but a lot of decisions which were also made basis a lot of facts and what I like, don't like, are quite a good analysis, right? So it's a bunch of that. But when I talk about NL Dalmia, I'm kind of thankful because they made me realize what I really like. through kind of the activities or the events that we used to do, the kind of lectures or the guest faculty that we had, a visiting faculty that we used to have, the kind of case studies that we were exposed to. They supported students when they wanted to achieve something. That's very, very important, I think. I remember seeing him every morning and say, sir, aaj kuch hua kya? Sir, aaj kuch hua kya? But he was quite determined to fight for me and get that one Madison communication ka, interview arranged. Baki ka to it was beyond his control. But getting that entry initially to figuring those contacts and getting a placement is also very important. So apart from the regular education and I think the support that the school provided was very, very critical.
Nivedita, before we let you go, one last message that you have for all the aspirants watching this content who want to make it big in the world of marketing, just like you, and are not sure, maybe they also want to do an HR, or maybe they also want to get into supply chain, or maybe they want to get into finance.
There's one mantra, right, which keeps me going, is that if you are confused about a particular thing, go and do it. That is when you'll realize if you want it or you don't want it.
All right, Nivedita, thank you very much for sharing your journey. It indeed is, the need of the hour to embrace the failure and, move ahead with your journey and find out what you are strong at, and you will definitely excel. Thank you for those words, Nivedita, and those who are interested in following more content from Inside IIM, do subscribe to our channel, and we will be coming back with more such content in the coming days. Thank you once again, Nivedita. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.